This afternoon we're going to put on some knobs and pulls here in the kitchen we've been working on for a long time. There's the oven that never worked. Bosh. Difference, by the way, between a knob and a pull is that a knob has one hole and a pull has two. And they come in this nice box here with screws, a couple of different kinds of screws, long and short. I'll show you how to deal with those here pretty soon. You can order these up. I got these from some online seller. It's named after some big river, I don't know, Nile or Ganges or Mississippi or I don't know, someplace like that. You can order them online. That's where we got these. So I'm going to show you how to prep, or how I prep these, and how we're going to prep the doors to install these things. As you can see, a fair number of them have already been done around the kitchen here. So we want to, first of all, drill our holes in the doors at the just right place without having to try to measure every time and figure it out and get it right, get it wrong, etc. So I made this little jig. You can see there's some guides on it here that'll fit on the corners of the door. And then there's a pilot hole here, which is roughly 1.25 inches here, roughly 1.25 inches here. It's the same both directions, ideally, so that when you set it on the door, it'll give you your hole right where you want it. And you just grasp your drill, and hopefully your hole isn't too hogged out, worn out. There you go. And then for the other one, you can turn it a little bit, 90 degrees. And since your distance is the same both directions, keeping your fingers away from where the drill's going through, drill around through. Doesn't really matter if you blow out some on the back side, because that's where the head of your screw is going, so they're okay. All right, so we have that handy gadget. You can easily make that up out of some plywood and some offcuts from some 2x material. And then it's just looks like I nailed it together. Maybe put some glue under there, I don't remember, and trimmed off the nails. Anyway, glue it, staple it, fasten it. I don't know, lots of ways to make them. There's other ways too, just as nice. All right, now we want to take, in this case we're putting the knob on here. Remember, knobs have one and pulls have two. Now sometimes these knobs, it'll be tough to get the screws in because the threads inside here are not the greatest. So I have this 1032 tap here, and I'll usually run that up and in there like so. And if I hold it, well, maybe I'll run it up and in there like so. There we go. And holding it this way so any chips can fall down and out, back it off a little bit once in a while. Let the chips fall where they may. Hope you can see this. There we go. And we definitely got some resistance to it. And this will just simplify our lives when we go to put the whole thing together. There we go. And you can kind of hear some, maybe you can't, but microchips falling down on the cardboard that I have down on the floor. There you go. Below us. There we go. Good. 1032 tap. Look around in your boxes of stuff out in your barn there. Find one. Now, these things come, these kits come with some different screws in them. Poke a hole in it with a handy duty, brand new, by the way, Craftsman screwdriver I got over at Lowe's, because I had an old one that was all worn off there. I took it in today. And they said, oh, well, go on over there and pick yourself one that's just like it or really close and bring it on over and away you go. So here we are, brand new Craftsman at Lowe's. They got them, they do it. still. Okay, so in these packets, they come with these guys here. It's a standard length screw. I don't know if you can see that. It's a little on the short side of where we'd like to be. And then these, which have these little valleys in them here, where you can easily cut it. They used to just send you long screws, which were tougher to cut. But so if you got to cut these, I think I might just be able to use these pre-threaded ones. But if you're going to cut these longer ones, whoops, whoa, knock your camera off whack. Look for your tool that you staged up, you thought, or so you thought. Here it is. So-called lineman's pliers here. And you can use a pair of dikes, which is short for diagonal cutter. And look where you need to cut it off. Can you see that there? Yeah, I think so. And we would need to cut in this valley right here. So remember that. Slide it out there on our dikes. Slide away to the far end of the valley. Careful, because you can cut your eye out with that thing. And since it has that extra little flat spot, you don't usually need to do anything with it. Sometimes I'll go out and hit it with the grinder, but usually if you're a little bit careful and go out toward the far end of the valley, you'll be all right. You can do it with dikes, like I say. I suppose you could do it with a hacksaw. Right now, we're going to take our standard length screw for 3/4 inch doors. I think is going to be just fine. Looks like it's about the same length as this one I cut off. Might have another thread or two, so we'll go with that. Stick it in there. Yeah, it looks good. Start this on here. And we'll try to hold it nice and square. Take our little DeWalt screwdriver here. There we go, and I like to finish it off by hand so I don't overdo. I know this thing has clutches on it and so on. See how square we are, and there we are. Now, a little note on this thing. This came with a kit, DeWalt kit I bought a lot of years ago. Battery had failed, so I looked on that website, the Nile or the Mississippi or the Ganges, whatever that website is called, and ordered this thing up. It was like 18 bucks, something like that. I kind of went back and forth. Do I do it? Do I not? So I did. It's okay. It's nice to be able to still have this thing working. But what annoys me about this thing is 7.2 fine, volts, right? But it claims to be a 4.8 amp hour battery. There's no way you're going to get 4.8 amp hours out of this thing. These, you've seen these, probably have 5 of them. DeWalt markets as a 2 amp hour. This thing, which is a lot lighter, not nearly as much oomph to it. I can run 15 or 20 screws with this thing and it's done. And it doesn't have the torque of the original either, so this is like those car stereos they claim to be 200 watts and whatnot. Crazy. But anyway, sorry, I'm done ranting. So that's how we do that, and we're going to come to some pulls over here in a bit. Now we're going to install some pulls. As I mentioned before, the difference between a knob and a pull is that the knob has 1 screw and the pull has 2. This guy, we're going to put these on here. She wants them about halfway down. See, I put this tape. It says center to remind me that that's where to put them. Now I made this little guy here previously. You can see the holes there far apart line up to as a template for the wide ones, and for the narrower ones have this other set of holes here. So now, since she wants these halfway up, I'm going to have to do something a little bit different here. So what we're going to do here is find the center of this door, vertically, that is. And that is 29 inches, half of that, of course, being 14 and a half. Make a little tick mark right there, I think. 14 and a half. It's a very hard pencil, number 3 or 4, I don't know. So we know where the center line is of the door, and then we'll find these, let's see, these guys are, the short ones, narrow ones are the smaller 5 inches, 5 to 10, 5, so the 7.5 is half the distance. There, make a little tick mark, transfer that over to the edge here, both edges. That's a very hard pencil. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is cut a stick that I can just set this on to get the right height. And now, just in case I'm off a little bit here, obviously I have to shorten that up, I'm going to say I want to put this end up, so that, well, remember to get it the same all the way around this island. So, if you give me a second, I'm going to go get the measure on this thing. I guess we can figure that out right now. Let's see, there's the center line. The bottom of this guy is 14 and strong 7/8. We'll call it 14 and 7/8. Now, something that you want to be sure that you've done before you undertake any of this is make sure that you have your doors. Oh, sorry, I'm jogging this all over. Make sure your doors are where they want to be, where you want them to be. Because if you put your handles on first, then you adjust your doors, the handles are not going to be where they belong, height-wise. Okay, makes sense to you there? So, there's a system to these things, a process. All right, so now, one of the things I did not mention is that on this guy here, I made it the width here. So these are automatically centered in this style. So we're going to be good there. Okay, at last, we have it right where we want it. We measured it, everything. Okay, so this hole, here's our center line, lines up with our center line here. Center lines, and we're going to call that exorbitantly wonderful. We're lined up here on each side very nicely. So we're going to go ahead, making sure we're nice and square. Drill her on in. Drill her on in. Pull off our little piece there. Grab our pull, which should line up just right. I wanted to show you something else on these screws here. If you look closely, you'll notice that some of them are shorter than the others. So remember, I thought I had remembered that these guys were a little bit too short, and when we did the knob over there, I was able to use the one out of the package right there. And I open up the next package, note the finish is a little different, it's a little shorter. Oops, a little shorter. So we'll have to use some, can use some of these, doink, and some, maybe I'll just use this guy here, and we'll put her together. Okay. Get that out of the way. Slide our screws on through, and we already make sure that you clear off any burr that might be on the outside here. Don't want any burr there because that can be up under the pole, cause it to rock. Don't want that. Okay, so we got that. We're just going to start it here. Our new Craftsman screwdriver we talked about a little bit ago. Shocking news. Lines right up. Use your little DeWalt screwdriver with the battery I complained about already. Sorry about that. And snug her on down. I like to do the final touch. Oh, and by the way, I did chase the threads through with our little tap as well. This was a little tighter than the knob that we had before. And there we go. And repeat as necessary. Here, 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 here. I think that's it. Yeah. Now, before you guys go saying, oh, what the heck, anything like that. Well, do remember, I did manage to build this whole thing here, just about single-handedly. How do they turn on these lights? I don't even know what all these switches are for. You got all these switches here. I'm trying to show you these cool. Oh, there we go. Yeah. There we go. Now, these cool lights, the dimmers. There we go. Open the overhead on the beams. There we go. Sconces. That's a big old fan my wife ordered. And then we got these other psychotic ones, which usually do all kinds of other crazy stuff. But sometimes they change to this. You can see up there, I got to get up and wire on that. Anyway, sorry, I'm easily distracted. Oh, and there's another one. Just finished this other trim. How to label these. Oh, there we go. Up in there, along the base. What do you think? How cool is that, huh? It took me a long time. All right, enough of that. Okay, we talked about the little burr that can show up on these things here. You kind of see that, and you don't want to have that under there because it could result in your pole being a little bit loose, maybe rocking there. And you could scrape it off or something. I have this little countersink in a handle. I don't know where I got it, but I have it. So I just kind of go like this. Scrape, scrape. There you go. You could also do this with a large drill bit if you wanted to. Maybe we'll try that. You may be wondering why the poles are so far down. Here's a clue right there. The countertop on this island is going to stick out about 13 inches past, and she wanted to be able to reach down under the countertop and grab the handle and pull it open. There's the fire. Going over here to get a drill bit. There's a big drill bit. And let's just try this out. See how this works. Any bit that is bigger than the hole actually would probably do just fine. Yeah, that works okay. Of course, it's a flatter angle. That's a very flat angle. Yeah, I don't know. But clean them off, and you will be happier. So that's what the Hicks are doing today. Now you get out there and do your own cool stuff.